Welcome back to Exploring Whiskies. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we're going to explore our very first, I don't even know, the Indian continent. Of, so this particular whiskey is Amrut, which is, I'm not going to say it's new on the scene because it's not. It's been around for a little while, making a lot of different things. That's kind of the fun part. So this was established in 1948. 1 year after the British colonialism, like they left India alone and went back to just being in Britain, and they started up this distillery. They didn't make whiskey.
No, from what I read, it didn't make much of anything. It tasted very
They
good at
made
all.
molasses rums, I think, is what they really focused on for the longest time. They waited until 82 to make their first whiskeys, and Indian whiskeys didn't have a great rep.
Nope. It was kind of you didn't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You didn't know what was in it. You didn't know what you're getting.
Yeah, I think they might have had, or maybe they still do, because I'm not sure what their laws are. They might have had the Japanese rule of,
the old Japanese
as
rule?
long as it touched ground. Yeah, the old Japanese rule. As long as it touched ground in India, maybe it's Indian whiskey. How much whiskey is actually in it, who knows? I will say, interesting packaging. This is the first, it's a book of the history of the distillery, all the different whiskeys that they make,
They
which
got quite a few.
21 different whiskeys is what they currently produce. So they have a lot, and they vary a lot, is what my understanding is. Like, it's not, a lot of, sometimes with scotches or other whiskeys, they all taste pretty similar, maybe just a little bit different. Apparently this is not
Everything's
like that.
drastically different from one to the next.
Totally different. Everything is totally different.
A lot of experimenting going on.
A lot of experimenting, different barrels, different. Also the aging. It's really hot.
Yeah, they said it's like 3 times as fast as
Scotland. Yeah. So they do all the same like Scottish
But how much
processes.
They lose more, I bet.
A lot of angel share. Whole lot of angel share. So you won't see too many really, really old Indian whiskeys, but they do age faster. I'm going to compare it to Texas climate of sorts. So something along that same line, but they're doing much more the Scotch methodology versus like an American whiskey methodology.
Well, Balcones is. I know TX is.
Very American whiskey.
Yeah, it's not very
versus
good.
Balcones does do a little bit of a Scotch and American whiskey thing.
It's a very, very light nose.
Yeah, this is kind of their baseline. There's no real age statement. The rumors are all over the place as to this could be anywhere from 8 to 16-year-old whiskey. I think they blend it more for a flavor profile than a specific age. Kind of does have that Scotch nose though. Like, it's got that malty,
It does.
funky.
It had that Scotch finish too. Yeah, you get that malt.
Yeah, but it's more that funky malt. That's always funny. Like, sometimes it's more of a cereal, like sweet cereal malt.
No, this
is a little funkier of a malt, and there's some sharp notes in there too. So I wonder, like the TX whiskey, which is a perfect example. TX whiskey, like the temperature fluctuation in Texas makes it so that it ages faster, so it pulls more color, it goes in and out of the barrel more, but it's still not aging. Like, it's still not years. A 3-year in Texas is still just 3 years in a barrel. So it's only touching wood for 3 years. Now it's going in and out of the wood a lot more, but I wonder if they have the same issue. Like that sharpness that's coming off.
I'm not a fan of TX because
know
it's
you're
just young. And again, like you said, it is sharp. No, like the Balcones, I really enjoy that.
Yeah, they've figured out how to use
The heat to their climate to their advantage.
Yeah, it's very Scotch. It's very, I'm going to say Highland Scotch.
I don't think it's that bad.
That's not bad, but it's like young Highland Scotch is what it comes off. Like, it's got some of those sweeter, malty, grassy notes, a little bit of a honey note, but there's a little sharp around the edges in there that it just doesn't drink, a word that some people like and some people don't like. It doesn't drink super smooth.
No, it's not smooth at all.
It's not smooth. It is 92 proof. There is definitely a difference to most scotches.
I think it drinks to that.
It's close. Yeah, it definitely drinks a little warmer.
I think overall it's not bad.
It's not bad. And I'm super interested. 21 different expressions. One of them's got to be really good. I mean, they do all the ratings. Whiskey. Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible said 94.5 points. Out of 100, that's solid. But they have so many different expressions. And they've got some that have been rated super, super high. Like, I don't know. I can't think of anything that I've ever seen higher than 97. I think of all whiskeys. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything over 97. But that, 94.5 is pretty freaking close. So there's a 97. What's that?
The Fusion
Single Malt. Third finest whiskey in the world. Anyway, they're
onto something.
They have a lot of different expressions. They're experimenting, to your point.
There's a 96.
There you go.
An intermediate sherry.
Ooh, all right. So now we're doing a sherry finish.
Yeah.
And that just said 57.1%.
Yeah.
So 114 proof? Scotch? Not Scotch. Can't be called Scotch unless it was aged in Scotland. So it's not Scotch, but Scotch-ish.
Single malt whiskey.
Scotch-ish. All right, so this is their intro line.
Rum.
They still do make some rums? Mm-hmm. That's funny.
2 of them.
So this is definitely their intro. It drinks like their intro. It's not bad. It's a very good start. I do think there's potential in, like, I'd be interested to try to find some of those other ones.
Where'd you find this one?
Man, I don't know. Where did I find that one? I was specifically looking for it. That's the funny part. I read an article in Whiskey Advocate about single malt countries that are going to start producing single malt that you should keep an eye on. One of them was India, and one of them was specifically this distillery. I want to say I got it at Laverne.
I'll look the next time I get on there.
I think I got it at Laverne. If not, I got it at Cold Springs. I mean, those are
we should talk to them about this lineup.
21 different expressions of a single malt. They got to have a handful that are just absolutely amazing. I don't know how much comes to our market. Oh, there's another fun. Apparently, India, like the people that live in India, are not big.
No,
they're not big whiskey fans. Like, only 1% of the whiskey in the world is drunk in India.
I'd be curious to see what their number one export location is too, like over there. Since obviously
it's probably not going to Scotland.
A lot of it, obviously, a lot of it is not staying there.
Not staying there because apparently that's not their flavor profile. So it's not staying, and it's probably not going to Scotland.
Does it stay more in some of those other countries in the region?
Well, I was going to say I could really see.
Or maybe more towards like the Asian market.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Japan could probably be really interested in this kind of flavor profile because it's a similar profile to a lot of Japanese whiskeys. I mean, just because we're probably the biggest whiskey market, I could see us being like U.S. is probably taking the majority of these. There's a lot of parts of the Middle East where
you don't
drink. So I think that's got to be part of the reason. I mean, there's parts of India where they don't drink. It's not something that they do.
Like Dubai.
But Dubai's a little bit funny of a place. I mean, they do things just totally different. Abu Dhabi's the same way. Like, it's just a totally different.
Because you make a product that
isn't for your local people at all, really. I mean, this isn't bad. This is a solid whiskey. I really am interested to try some of their other ones.
Well, have to be on the lookout, but I do think we need to go down to our Dr. Boy at Laverne. If he can't get it, I'm sure he knows someone that can.
Yeah.
Or another store that carries it. Because I'd be interested because some of those sound very appealing.
Yeah, higher proof, and scoring
finish.
Crazy. A sherry finish, a sweeter finish. Yeah,
Yep.
Interesting. It's an interesting. I wanted to get it. I also, I think I got this the same time I got the Welsh whiskey.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we've now done a lot of Scotches, a lot of Irishes, and a lot of American whiskeys. Handful of Asians, and now Indian, Welsh. Like, I was just like, ooh, there was just this really cool article in Whiskey Advocate
So we
talking.
have to do Canadian whiskeys?
Don't have to. Don't have to.
It's not tops on my list.
No, I can't disagree. I've not had one that ever really was something
No.
I'd love a recommendation for someone that's ever found a Canadian whiskey that was really, really good. I wanted to play around some different countries.
Yep.
So here we go. Not bad.
I'd be
I'm
curious
gonna
to
say.
see, if the comments we get on this one. Have they had it? Have you had another
Another of them.
one out? Or is there another distillery over there?
They have one primary competitor, John Paul, I don't remember which way that goes, but there is another whiskey distiller in India that's got, like they have a competitor. This is the one that I've seen win, be ranked higher in like different magazines and websites and things.
Well, we'll be on the lookout.
Absolutely. It's interesting.
Well,
Different.
dip our toe in the Indian single malt whiskeys.
Yeah. That just sounds a little funny.
I know, it does.
But I'm good. I like it.
So, well, I'm glad you scored it.
Yeah. It's a fun little bottle.
Definitely be on the lookout and start asking questions next time we go into some of these liquor stores and
Yeah.
see if they know how to get it, can they get it, or if they know someone in town that might have some of these other bottles, because we'd love to sample them and do them on the show. But we hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, we'd encourage you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we put out a new episode. Let us know what's your favorite Indian whiskey. I'm going to assume Amrut. What's your favorite release from Amrut? I don't know. Is there other ones? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, till the next episode.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.